Peace, peace, y'all. It's your girl B from B&ROSE here, and welcome to the B&ROSE Vision. Whether you're new here or you grew here, you are welcome as if it's the first time. All right. So since we're still in that full moon, Scorpio full moon, the flower moon in Taurus energy, I decided to come back with another collective reading, check-in to see what energy we're stepping on going into this week, full moon, and this one has been strong. I don't know if you feel it on your side, but I'm definitely feeling it on my side. Spirit. So I'm just shuffling the oracle cards just to see what the overall energy is or should be for the collective. So let's get into it. All right, so the oracle message we have is a fiery climax approaches. A fiery climax approaches. All right, so let's get some tarot out and we'll see how we can support this message, see what it means. Be interesting. So I'm using the classic tarot right away. You already know, some of us stick to the classics. A fiery climax approaches was the moon oracle message. So now I'm going to get into some tarot, see where it takes us, see if we can get some clarification on this fiery climax. Is this something romantic? Is it something business related? Is it just maybe something something that the collective doesn't want to have to deal with that at this time, or maybe something that they're ready to embrace? Either way, the fiery climax is coming. So let's get clarification here. Thank you, Spirit. Let's clarify. A fiery climax is coming. What is this fiery climax that's coming in for the collective? Thank you. What is the fiery climax? This jazz music is sounding climatic right now too, right? Let's keep our minds and hearts open. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you right now for this message. What is the fiery climax? Uh-oh, I'm jumping right out. First card out, the Queen of Swords. All right, so let's see how this message unfolds. Queen of Swords is definitely a balance of head and heart. She is very much clear about her boundaries, clear-minded, has good perspective. Next card out, Queen of Cups. Interesting. Queen of Cups is the purveyor of compassion. She is the mother of healing, of nurturing, right? So maybe let's see how this message unfolds before I read too much into it. But what's interesting is Queen of Swords. This could be a Libra or even a Virgo. Think about it. With the independence, the clear boundaries, direct communication, right? Queen of Cups. It's water, but giving the intuitive nature can be seen as Cancer. That's who's here. Next card out is the Fool. Fool card is a representation of new beginnings, of having a bit of spontaneity, being optimistic, right? When you think about the Fool, they say, what's that saying? That ignorance is bliss type of energy, where The Fool is ready to take on life. It's not stifled by consequences or like that. So what I'm getting so far is maybe the collective is at a point currently in that Queen of Swords energy where they're being a bit too rigid, a bit too when it comes to those set boundaries. Maybe there needs to be a softening into the heart with the Queen of Swords here, or it could be representation of a connection that's going to bring you into your heart space, right? That's going to tell you to be a bit more open to the possibilities, instead of having the rigidity of the Queen of Swords saying, okay, this is the plan, this is it, A, B, and C, this is how we're going to go about communicating this. I'm very independent. I don't, I'm doing this as a soul project, or I'm on my own. And then you get approached with a Queen of Cups energy, which could be another person, right? Or a situation that causes you to soften, right? So the Queen of Cups, this is not really, I can't say whether energy, you can't really call it male or female, at least not in this sense, not in this current reading. We won't classify it as such, but it could be a woman, or it could be a male as well, that's in his, in more of that emotional, softened energy where it's time to be open to a new possibility, a new beginning. Let your guard down, be open to exploring. But let's see how this supports the fiery climax that is approaching. Let's see here, what else do we have? How does this support the fiery climax? Is there something at the collective? Is there a point of climax? What is going to be climatic about it? Like, what is the situation? Because right now, maybe there is an event or a relationship coming in for the collective that is going to bring some of that energy. Because I know, Libras are pretty much into routine, depending on the aspect of life. And this is just, like I said, depending on the aspect of life, because you can't really say for sure, because there's so many other planets at play, so many personalities and parts of the personalities at play. But typically it's about structure, it's about those set boundaries, it's about being direct and all of that. But if there's something that happens, a new relationship, a new opportunity that comes that says you don't need to be that, or you don't, that's not what's being required of you. Maybe some Queen of Cups energy is coming in to say, hey, let me show you compassion, let me tell you that you don't have to be independent. You can soften, you can count on me, or you can count on this situation. It's looking like a person. I'm not gonna, that's how I feel. Spirit is telling me that it is a person coming in saying that, some person who has strong intuition is relieving a burden, right? So then you get to feel light, like the Fool. Like the Fool is, like I said, is open to possibilities, is trusting, is optimistic, is having trust in life. So whomever is coming in with this Queen of Cups energy is pretty much saying, is not saying, but proving, and with their actions, or, their intuitive nature, that you can let your guard down. You can be open to receiving their energy, You can be open to the new beginnings. You can have some spontaneity. You can let your guard down. You know, I've probably said that a lot of times, and I'm just channeling the message as it comes. Then out we have the 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups is a representation of a blissful relationship. This is the ultimate. This is not saying, this is definitely confirming it's not about being alone. It's about a supportive relationship, a supportive friendship, a supportive business situation, even though this is feeling like a relationship. And maybe that's where that fiery climax is coming. You know, that fire could be related to passion. That fire could be related to moving forward, right? So that you're able to progress to this 10 of Cups energy. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon. So, as we were just in our previous conversation about the Moon, and maybe this person has already presented themselves to you or the collective in this Queen of Swords energy, and you're feeling a bit, you know, I don't want to say you don't trust it, but you're feeling a bit anxious about it, you know, which is typical for someone who's, like I said, used to routine, someone who's clear boundaries, clear communication, very direct, you know, very much about making sense of life, right? Having to think about it and figure it out and having a plan, right? And then Queen of Cups energy comes in and says, relax, calm down. You know, you have a support system here. You know, let love be your guide, follow your heart. You know, you don't have to be so tough. You can, you know, you can put your bag down, you know, take your shoes off, take your coat off. You know, it doesn't have to be, okay, you know, what's next? Let me move. This is saying, this is a comforting situation that's going to help you be open to new beginnings, help you be open to the possibilities of life, having more trust in something outside of self that's going to get you to the 10 of Cups, because like I said, the 10 of Cups is a harmony amongst a group. It's a coming together, right? This is not just, it's not like 9 of Cups energy where it's just, okay, I'm fulfilled within, I'm fulfilling myself, you know, self-love, self-care, I am whole. You know, this is saying this is the ultimate connection because you have that support, you have that familial contentment. This is total love and support. So it's not just, it's not false, it's just the real deal type of thing. So you can come together to make it happen. So I would just suggest, you know, with the Moon being here, that you not allow it to make you fall to selfishness, because the Moon is the 18th major arcana. 8 and 1 is 9, right? And like I just said about 9 is self-centeredness, you know, and not in the bad way, but being self-centered, meaning that you're focused on you. You know, you're just saying, okay, I don't, you know, you're still feeling a bit anxious, a bit you know, things are feeling a bit mysterious about whether you can trust the situation or not. I would suggest you not fall to that, because that fiery climax is a positive affirmation or a positive manifestation of something you may be desiring. As I'm still looking at the cards on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Knight of Cups here, which is romance. When you think about the Knight of Cups, you know, this horse is prancing, and you know, he's very being very charming, and he's not moving fast, And then after that, you have the Ace of Pentacles, which, you know, it's a big deal. So that's saying that don't let yourself fall to the illusions of maybe some past trauma, maybe some situations where you weren't able to trust in anybody else. Because like I said, with the Queen of Swords being here, it's third decan Virgo. You think about Virgo energy, it's very much, I have to do this. Nobody can do it better than me. If I don't do it, it'll never get done. You know, very self-reliant. And even when it comes to, you know, not selfish, because a typical lot of what they're doing is to benefit for the family, or for, you know, just whatever. But either way, it's, if you give them a task, you know, they'll obsess over it to get it done, you know, and that's, and trust me, that's not a strike on Virgos. I love y'all, you know what I'm saying? I love all signs, but I'm just saying, typical Virgo energy, if you're a Virgo, you know, shout yourself out in the comments. If you know, nobody can get it done like me. I have to take on all this responsibility. I have no help. I can't trust anybody else to get it done. When I do, yada, yada, yada. You know, so that could be a representation of that Queen of Swords mindset. And with the Queen of Cups coming in here saying, no, you know, slow down. You know, not only am I telling you that you can rely on me, I'm proving to you that you can trust me, that I am here to support you. And this might be an energy where you don't have to say what you need. They just know. And they're just like, hey, I'm just going to take this out of your hands and I'm doing it. You see me getting it done. And with that, you can get into your full energy. You can, you know, have more trust in life. You can be more open with your hands, not being so full of so many tasks. You can be open to new beginnings. You can be in that naivety and that blissful energy of being free, of having new experiences and new beginnings. And that could put you in a mindset or an energy to where you can attract more abundance into your life. You know, when you think about partnership, you know, the right kind of partnership will bring out the best in you. It will bring out the best in you, period. And when you're vibrating so high and you're bringing out the best in each other, and you're unstoppable, period. So that is, to me, this supports that fiery complex, that fiery climax that is approaching for you. So keep your eyes open, be open to the possibilities of partnership, and I think we'll leave it right here. All right. So make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on so that you know when I'm going to post another reading, so we can keep this momentum and keep this energy flowing. All right, so talk to you soon. All right, peace. Get out of here.